I'm Jackson Nelson. I'm 13 years old. I've been hunting for 3 years, and last year I harvested my first elk. In Idaho, you can get your hunter's license when you're 10 years old, so I've had 3 years to have a hunter's license in my pocket. I harvested 3 bears, a mule deer, while leading up to last year's elk hunt. Ever since I was 4 or 5, I've been behind my dad, watching him and learning everything I can on how to be a better hunter. This past year, we put in for an elk controlled hunt, which is like a raffle basically. And my dad, over the phone, FaceTimed me and told me that I got the tag. And I was so happy. I was so stoked because I was gonna get to go on an elk hunt. Fast forward to October, it's time to go hunting. So we ended up inviting Casey and Nick, 2 really good friends. And in total, we had my dad, my grandpa, and Nick and Casey.
So we got fog moving in, so we're just gonna hang out for a second. Hopefully it clears. We're starting to get down into where I ran into all the elk last week.
As we work into midday, we haven't seen any elk, but we've been chasing bugles. We've been trying to keep up with them, but they're moving all around and we haven't seen any. So we come to this little hillside and we take a break, and I eat a couple snacks while my dad cow calls.
They're gonna start. They hear a cow and they're like, oh. Elk-palooza. Worked our way down the canyon. We had the last 500-600 feet to the bottom. I've heard some bulls bugling. Sounds like they're kind of high on the other side, but we haven't rolled around this corner. There could be elk anywhere. Lots of fresh tracks this morning. So we're just gonna start and kind of work around the corner, see if we hear any good ones, and then we'll work back and just keep tabs on this drainage right now.
And then this bull screams right below us, and we didn't even know he was there. Just like he came, he left. He was just gone. A little bit later, we worked our way down and around the bend, and we saw another bull on the hillside across from us.
In between the trees.
What's laying down?
An elk. In between the green trees.
What'd you do?
Okay, take your eye.
Okay.
See the edge of the berm?
Yeah.
And then there's a couple green trees.
Yeah.
Well, we got a decent bull across the canyon. We're on the fence right now. It doesn't look real big. And we're all the way at the bottom, so not sure what we're gonna do yet. We're just gonna watch it.
We looked at him, and he was a pretty nice bull, but he was just too far away, and there was still so much fog. So I decided it was time to end the day, and we started working our way back up.
Here, Jackson, you can carry it. Back it out. Look, I'll carry it. That bull is laughing because he's on that side of the hill and we're on this side of the hill.
On our way back up towards camp, we had just made a really big climb and we were very exhausted. We took a break on this flat bench, and about 5 minutes later, I'm sitting there and I hear this bugle. And it wasn't very far away either. It was up on the hill right in front of us, and we were just sitting there listening for it again.
Going on 4 o'clock, and we just heard a bull bugle up in front of us, so get closer, start working him, see if he'll come down.
And then we heard it again, but it was even closer. As quick as we could, just got over to this log, we set up on it, and my dad called and called again. As we run up the hill, we're trying to get set on him. We're trying to cut him off.
It's over.
I look through the scope, but he's running the other way. And it's just like, dang it, man. We almost had him. It's like I had an encounter on the biggest bull I've ever seen. Like, this thing is huge. Like, black antlers, ivory tips, like the coolest thing you could ever see. And he just waltzed off like nothing. It's just like, dang it. And looking back on it, it's nobody's fault or anything like that. We probably should have stayed in the second spot, but we probably wouldn't have seen him if we did. So that was kind of a bummer, but it still was a great day, even though he never presented a shot and we barely even got to see him.
Gosh dang it, I wish I would have just stayed here. He just didn't sound like he was, he sounded like he was just over that hump.
When you guys were sneaking up there, I could just see the tips of his horns coming down towards you. I was like,
You would have walked out quite more than
I know. But he had us pegged.
As we got back to camp, we sat down as a group and ate dinner. We started talking about the day, the goods and the bads, and then it led into the next couple of days and how Casey and Nick had to leave because they had work. And we came to the conclusion that we probably shouldn't stay because you need a whole bunch of people because of how bad the terrain was and where all the elk were located. And it just simply wasn't smart to only have 3 guys down in there. So we came to the conclusion that it was time to go, and after my game on Wednesday, we would head back up.
All right, it's our second trip back in with Jackson. He's got a bull tag rifle. Early October, last couple days ago, we got pretty much rained out. It was just nasty weather. We're in similar area, just higher. We're gonna head to where I killed my bull last year. There isn't anybody hunting right now. There's only 10 tags, so it's just us and the elk today. We're just gonna get into a spot. He had a close call last time, but we were just moving around too much, so we're gonna simplify this hunt. Really go slow at the elk, make them come to us and be set up. Probably got 30 more minutes and we'll be in our spot. We're just gonna do a lot of sitting today, kind of do some inventory and see where they're at. And we know there's elk low. We're trying to avoid that though. It's just me, my dad, and Jackson, so we'll see. We may end up going down low. We got a group of guys that'll come up and give us a hand, but for now, we're gonna hunt this easier spot. So we worked our way into the meadow where I killed my bull last year. I went in first and made sure it was clear. waved over Jackson. These guys were coming over, and I started hearing elk running, and up through the trees, 100, 150 yards away, just crashing. Sounded like a whole bunch of them. And I thought we had been spotted, and then all of a sudden, they come barreling out here on the open face, probably 60 yards from us. About 8 cows and 2 small 5-point bulls. So I don't know if they were just running or the wind's blowing down and we're below them, so I'm not sure what happened. Haven't seen anything else. Been bugling and cow calling. Nothing's talking. So, I don't know. We're gonna sit here at least till the wind changes, and then we'll work down through the timber if nothing comes out. But it's cold right now.
We ended up getting an encounter with a bull. It was a decent 5-point, but we just couldn't get a shot, and it was on an awkward hillside, and he was super close. So that was basically the gist of our first day. So we ended up making our way back to camp, eating some dinner, and we just decided that tomorrow we're gonna go low, and we're gonna see if we can go get that first bull.
It's around 6:45. We're hiking in. We have decided to not go up, and instead we're going down, where we saw the first big bull on my trip last week. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go down in that drainage and just watch and listen and see if we can turn up something. Seen any elk so far. We're still heading down. I don't know, they're just super quiet today like yesterday. So I think today is just, it's a win if you spot one. We see one. We gotta be careful and go after it.
So as we were headed down the drainage, we got to one of the biggest clearings on the hillside, and we decided to set up and see if we can get a bull to come to us. And we started calling, and we actually got a bull, and he bugled, and we were just gonna sit and wait for him to come to us. We anticipate this bull coming straight to us, and after 10 minutes or so, we don't see anything, and we're thinking, did he leave, or is he just slow, or what? And then out of the corner of our eyes to the right, we look over just the slightest bit, and he's over there. he starts pacing back and forth and back and forth. And he's just trying to figure out what we are. I can't move the gun. I can't move my head. All I have to do is stay completely still, and it was so hard. And the only chance for us to get a shot off was if he walked right in front of us. And the feeling of when he started to walk down, it was so amazing. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. It's happening right before my eyes. And then all I remember is my dad cow calls real quick. He stops for 2 seconds and I pull the trigger. But he ran for like 30 yards and then just dropped dead and started rolling. And I was like, oh my goodness, I just shot my first elk. And it was so cool. And it was one of the best experiences ever.
I just killed my first elk, 5-point bull, pretty decent actually. I'm really excited. Here soon we're gonna go check him out. We're just waiting for him to die. So I was getting really scared because we were set up and he was kind of going above us. And I think he picked up our scent. He winded us just enough to where he got kind of skittish and came down around. And he started moving pretty fast and he started moving away. And then my dad did a cow call once and he stopped for probably like 5 seconds, and within like 2 seconds I shot him. And from what we saw, it looks like a really good shot, but we will determine that when we go find him.
Congratulations, Jackson.
Thank you.
Pretty awesome, dude. 12 years old, 3 bears, deer, and an elk. Quite the hunter.
Yeah.
Are you ready to pack 40 pounds now?
I'm good.
Well, let's go check him out. Good
Okay.
job, dude. It's right there in front of you, Jackson.
Huh?
Straight in front of you.
It's pretty good. It's a cool stud. It's already covered in flies now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It looks about like yours, not as tall or as big, but
Great bull for your first one, dude.
yeah. Oh, he's heavy. He's like 1,000,000 pounds.
Yeah, he's heavy. They're big animals. Well, let's kind of get him situated and get some photos, and then we'll start breaking him down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, so yesterday Jackson shot his bull. We shot it around 9:30, 10 in the morning. We got one load out last night up to our camp, probably 1,500 vertical feet, and then this morning we went down and got the rest of the elk. So we have everything up here on the top, so we have 2.5 miles back to the truck. We've got to make 2 trips. We're gonna basically get all of our camp gear out as well, so it's been good. We're just gonna take our time, and it's hot today, so work our way out of here, and yeah, we'll have an elk out in about 7 hours.
You all right?
I don't think I'm gonna get going forward. I think I'm gonna...
Oh, yeah, you gotta keep everything forward.
Looks successful hunt. 2023, pretty awesome. 12-year-old kid getting his first elk. Couldn't be happier. Have my dad here with us. Just can't beat that.
Oh, you're still smiling.
I am. We're almost done with the day. Just gotta go back one more time and then back here to the truck. So we're getting close.
Even at 13 years old, I've had a whole bunch of experiences in the mountains. The mountains are a big part of who I am, and so is hunting. I'm so thankful that I can put meat in the freezer for my family, and I'm so glad that my friends and family were on the hunt with me. I thank the Lord for creating these wonderful, magnificent animals in the first place, and I cannot wait for next year's elk hunt.